Hi guys, this is Alex from Rachel Lifestyle. I hope you guys are doing well. All right, out of two kids, one is off to school today. Started school. I am so happy, but I can't break out the champagne and the party effects just yet because I still have one more to go, and she is not starting school for another 2.5 weeks. So I am kind of still on the little slowdown. And the sewing, but as they said, when you have a little slowdown in your sewing, you get to look at more fabrics and patterns. And that's what I have been doing lately, and really kind of taking a look at a couple of patterns. And guys, I do have some patterns that I have purchased that are in print. But I would say perhaps half of the patterns that I'm going to show you today are out of print. Not so out of print that it's like, from the 40s, 50s, but out of print perhaps like 10 years ago. And I have been kind of researching the patterns, reading a lot of reviews, and then of course also making sure that it's a pattern or a garment that I want to make. So I'm going to start off with, I got this pattern off Sewing Pattern Review I want to give away, and I was actually looking at the pattern and I actually added it to my video for garments to make with 1 yard of fabric, and it's the itch to stitch slitter top and dress, and I'm going to put a big picture up right here because I actually cut out the pattern and it's sitting on my sewing table, and once I have a little bit of free time I'm going to go ahead and do it. So, but great pattern. I have never downloaded any of their patterns before, but I love their PDFs. I didn't have to cut or any of that, just the seam lines for the pattern just keep bleeding onto the edge of the paper, which was absolutely fantastic. So it definitely saved me some time, so kudos to them. But the next pattern I'm going to show you, and I've been going down the Rachel Comey rabbit hole. I don't know if you guys look at her website quite a bit, but I do. I check out some of her designs. She has some very interesting style lines, and then there are some other things that are a little bit out there. I don't love sometimes the fit on some of her models on her website, but whatever, right? But I saw this dress, and it is a Vogue 1406. So this pattern is actually out of print. And I don't know if you go to her website, but this is the surveillance dress for Rachel Comey. She actually still sells this dress on her website. Definitely not this fabric, but different fabrics, and you can actually find it all over online in different fabrics. So most of the retail price on this dress is almost like $500. So again, it's an out of print dress. It's an out of print pattern, and I think it may be maybe a couple of years old. Yeah, it's a couple of years old. Their surveillance dress. You can make it out of woven, crepe de chine, charmeuse, heavy georgette. Oh, that's so much fun to deal with, georgette. But I love it. I'm definitely going to buy some muslin fabric and try to fit this sucker on me. It looks pretty tight, almost like a knit dress, but not quite. So I'm going to definitely make that. Love that I got that. I also saw this pattern, and the envelope is a little bit tattered, but I'm glad I got it at a really good price. So this is another pattern. Guys, it's out of print, and I put pictures of all of these patterns. Anything that is still in print, I put a link to it so you can go find it and all that good stuff. So this is Rachel Comey. Again, this pattern is, again, like I said, out of print, but I love it because it has a cutout just in the right place, guys. It's Vogue 1161. 1161, right? See the cutout out there? Open back. Love that. Again, it is a little bit more of a tighter dress, and I tend to go for things that are a little bit more fitted because I'm a bigger gal, and any of these dresses that are just big loose dresses or tented buffet dresses, whatever the heck you guys call them, they just do not look so great on me. So I tend to go for things that are a little bit more fitted, which yes, it's a pain in the booty to just make a muslin and make sure that the dress fits you in all the right places and that you like the fit, but I think it's so well worth it. Again, out of print, Rachel Comey. Here's another one, and I love the back on this. Very similar, a little bit similar to the back of this dress. And this is Vogue 1209. Look at the front. Love those gathers. Love the gathers. Love the sleeves. Of course, it's a little bit short, but I'll be able to just add some length to that. And then look at the back with the peplum. And then the low back, definitely I'm going to have to erase that because this girl will have to wear some undergarments. But again, another out of print pattern. I was able to find it on Etsy, sometimes even on Amazon at a really good price. You just kind of click and, oh my God, really? Just $5 for that one? Perfect. So I was able to get it. I'm going to have to grade this pattern up couple of inches, but I'm okay with that. Beautiful pattern by Rachel Comey. I actually looked at the instructions and they're pretty good. So that's always nice. And then I don't know if, Joann's just had a sale this past weekend. Their butterick patterns were $1.99. But their Vogue patterns, which are usually $5.99, they were $4.99 this time around. And I have a great local Joann's. I love the people there. I love the manager. She's like, hey, you're here again. But their butterick drawer was kind of like all over the place. They were fixing it. So all the patterns were all over the place. I didn't get to kind of hunt through a lot of things, but I did find what I needed, actually, for the exception of one pattern. But every time I go to the Vogue's drawers, I always look in the top section, which is where a lot of these older patterns are at. Guys, I look in there probably twice a month when the sales are happening, and there are always out of print patterns in the drawer. And I look pretty often, so I know what's in there and what is not. But I always just kind of start from the start and work my way. And I found this pattern. So I suspect that they must have like a batch of out of print patterns in the back, and they just add them in the drawer every now and then. And I seem to be finding them, and I'm happy with that because I get them on sale. Anyhow, but I was able to get this pattern. It is a Vogue 1448, and it's an old Donna Karan pattern. But again, love the peplum on the back. Love the front. I love the flounce in the front. Let me show you the line drawings in the back. Oh, so fun. Again, this is another out of print pattern, and I can't even tell you how old is it, but I suspect it's almost 7 years old. That's why I'm saying that I don't believe that these patterns are away from me in the drawer. I suspect they are being pulled from somewhere else and being put in there. So I'm gonna keep going, showing you some more of these patterns that I've been finding in the drawer in my local Joann's. They're on sale, so I've just kind of been jumping on them. And I actually opened sewingpatternreview.com quite a bit and check the reviews before I kind of plunk my money down for the patterns, and it's always some great reviews. Here's another one, Vogue 1483. It's Sandra Betzina pattern. Love it. It's a jumpsuit. It's loose. And guess what, guys? You can make it in knit. Actually, yeah, she says that you can use a drapey woven or knit, pot knit, challis, crepe. So love that. I think that this is a great pattern for fall and also summer with the romper. So I got it. I also got this Sandra Betzina pattern It's Vogue 1049. And it's just a simple top, but the nice thing about the tank top is that it's reversible. So just a nice little fun sewing. And again, one of those patterns that you just need top A. And her sizing is a little bit different from the usual, so you have to really look at the numbers versus, okay, I'm size 20, just grab it, off I go. So it looks like I would fit in size G, between G and F, and it looks like for top A you would need between 1 3/4 to 1 7/8 yards, but I don't know about that asymmetrical business over there, so that is just going to have to get chopped off. And then for top B, which is actually the reversible, you would need 3/4 of a yard for each side. So again, nice little pattern to have. Then I found this pattern, which I was very surprised that it gets really good reviews on Sewing Pattern Review. I have a pair of ready-to-wear pants, and I kind of wear these pants all winter long. Super comfortable. They're knit pants. They suck your gut in. They lift your butt. I mean, it's amazing pants. They're probably about 10 years old, and I paid quite a bit of money for them at that time. And I've always been looking for some sort of a pattern that I can recreate the pants. They're cover stitch, so I don't have a cover stitch machine, and I don't think I'm going to be getting a one anytime soon, even though I sew with a lot of knits. So I should probably eventually invest in that. However, I got this pattern. It's a Vogue 1411. It gets great reviews on Sewing Pattern Review. Actually, everybody that posted a review, the pants look amazing on them. They're actually suggest that you use a punt knit for these patterns. Beautiful. Let me show you the line drawings so you can kind of see them. See the line drawings? So amazing. Love it. Glad I got it. And then another Rachel Comey dress. Actually, not dress, but a coat. And I remember seeing this pattern last fall, and I was like, I don't know if it was because of the front cover. The front cover was just, it just looks a little bit like cheap car leather fabric, but this is Vogue 1711. It just came out of print. But you may be able to find it in the drawers at Joann's. I suspect that they are still there. So this is actually the Genesis coat by Rachel Comey. If you go online, they have one for corduroy right now, and it retails for a couple of bucks. Not 200, but a little bit more than that. So again, it looks like a pretty simple pattern. Obviously, I have not opened the envelope. It says average in here, so it shouldn't be too bad, but I love that they have the welts. The welts pockets online are definitely higher, but I love the sleeves and also those rib knit cuffs on the sleeves. So definitely going to give this a try. Definitely not in any sort of vinyl or cheap car looking coat, but they said that you can use either vinyl, denim, wool blends, and contrast faux fur. And of course, you're also going to be needing some rib knit for this. So if you like this pattern, grab it now. I am pretty sure that it's still in those drawers at your local fabric store. I also got this pattern. I think I saw T from T, why do I always mess up your channel name? I'm so sorry. I should know this by heart. T from Crumpets, Tea and Sewing. I hope I got that right. But I believe she talked about this pattern, and I'm like, oh, I like it. It's Vogue 1486, crop top. Yeah, not happening here. We would have to elongate this quite a bit, but I love that skirt. Look at those huge pleats on that skirt. Love it. Simple skirt, but I love those pleats, so I had to get it, and I did. And then you guys know that I talked to you quite a bit about some of the Vogue designer patterns, and I realized that I haven't told you guys what I actually got. So I'm trying to pull out the actual pattern number. Okay, so this is, and sure enough, because it is Vogue, and you guys have seen it behind me. It is Vogue 1888. This is actually a pattern inspired by, excuse me, by a designer named Toby, and it is online. It is actually made in a woolen, but you can also find it online in jersey fabrics, a lot longer, without sleeves, sleeveless, and like all the colors of the rainbow. So I decided that perhaps I should get this pattern now versus wait 10 years and say, it would be nice to have that one. So I got it. Great little pattern to have. I'm definitely going to start working on this, but I want to make a muslin out of it just to see if I like the way it drapes on the woven. I will definitely raise the waist because it just looks a little bit low. And actually on the designer's the way that the designer sets the pattern, it hits right at the waist, not a drop waist. So definitely getting that. I also got this other pattern, and let me see, because I got it from the rack, and you know how they give you those rack numbers that it's like, why do you guys do that? So hold on, it's Vogue 1884. Remember that I told you guys, fuchsia colored pattern. You see it? Hold on, the light is hitting it. So I love this pattern. And if you follow Oscar de la Renta on Instagram, they had just made another dress for Sarah Jessica Parker in a magnolia leaf print. And I love it. And they made it for the series, the new series on HBO. And she wore it, and she actually wore it with a cardigan, you guys. And it looked beautiful on her. And yep, I'm not Sarah Jessica Parker size, but I think it's a great little pattern to have in your stash. With a cardigan, I love the two different fabrics on that. You kind of dress it up or dress it down. So great little pattern to have. I got a lot of patterns, right? I did, but there was a sale, so I had a long list. So I said I might as well jump on that. I also saw this pattern last fall. I saw it and I was just like, I passed it right by, passed, whoa. But realizing that we're starting to have some fall-like weather by us in the Midwest, it's been like mid-70s, which is okay. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. But I realized that perhaps I should start looking at fall gear. And I remember seeing this top, something very similar in Fiber Mood. And I don't like sewing magazines. I don't like tracing. Not me. Not. I can go to the website and download it, but just no. But it's a Vogue 1833, and I bought it just because of that top. But you actually also get a skirt and a pair of pants with this pattern. So I love it. Fleece, here we go. That's got my name all over it. I don't know about that faux leather, but fleece is calling my name. And then I also got this other pattern, and I got it just because of the shorts, you guys. So it's Vogue 1893. It's another one of those patterns that I told you about on the garments for 1 yard. Those shorts got my name all over them. I love those square pockets. And again, you get the skirt, you get the bralette. I don't know about that bralette. And anything crop top or bralette like, no. But those shorts, yeah, it was worth the cost of the pattern. I got this pattern too, and I got it because it's kind of like a pattern that I can hack till my heart's content, but I love it. It's got custom fit cup sizes, but and you guys probably have this pattern, but I did not. But it is a Vogue 91, 97, great little pattern, fit and flare, long sleeve, short sleeves. Love it. Oh my God, this video is getting a little too long, but we're gonna keep going. So I also got this pattern. T, you're gonna be proud of me. I found one of those patterns. It is Butterick 6855. I love that top. Hey, V neckline. I'm all over that. It's actually out of stock online, you guys. I linked it, but it's out of stock. I think this is a nice little pattern to have in your stash. That is the one thing I bought from Butterick, because I told you guys the drawers were a hot mess in my Joann's, and they said, we don't know where we're gonna fix these, but the patterns are on sale, you just have to find them. So I said, maybe next time. And we got releases from McCall's, we got releases from New Look, and we got releases from Butterick, right? But the New Look releases, they were just kind of like under the radar. I actually got an email about them yesterday, and I've had this pattern, I think almost for like 4 or 5 days. And really it's the only pattern out of the stash that I said, well, I can wear that. It's New Look 6728. Look how cute is that. It has got some long sleeves, short sleeve, and kind of like billowy sleeves. I love this pattern. I think this is a nice little pattern to have, nice to have. Again, sizing for New Look. But it's nice to know that finished garment measurements on this pattern for size 18 is 52 inches. So lots of ease by the bust. The waist is another story, but I'm okay grading that because I've done it many times and I know how to do that. But great little pattern from New Look. So guys, did you get any patterns from Vogue and Butterick this past weekend? You could tell they lower the prices, just empty those drawers, and I help them out. And I think for the next 2 weekends, it's going to be McCall's. So go stock up. I don't really love any of McCall's summer patterns, so I'm just gonna take a pass on that for the next 2 weeks, and it's okay because as you can tell, I did really good with Vogue and Butterick. But let me know in the comments below, and of course, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys, I don't know if later on this week or sometime next week. It's just going to see how busy this kid's gonna keep me this week. All right, guys, till next time.